Could there be anything more infuriating than this? The richest senator in Congress is basically saying that he'll be poor if he is banned from trading stocks. The Golden Dome for America finally got $25 billion to kickstart its production, but here's the kicker. This politician bought stock in the company that is set to build it before it secured that funding. And that stock's currently going to the moon. The youngest Republican member of the House bought this Bitcoin ETF the same day that a landmark stablecoin bill passed through the House. Yes, I know Bitcoin isn't a stablecoin, but there is more to this story than you think. And we now have politicians actively betting against the economy. This one is just wrong on so many levels. But that's what we've got to talk about today and so much more. Let's go. I only have one thing to ask from you guys. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. Only 3% of you actually hit it. This will definitely help the channel grow, and if you're one of those people that hit that button, I appreciate you. Okay, wild take from Rick Scott on the bill to ban congressional stock trading. Roll the clip.
I don't know how many people in the audience, how many of you don't want to make money? Anybody want to be poor? I don't. Right? So this idea that we're going to attack people because they make money is wrong. Is absolutely wrong. We should cherish all of our different backgrounds. Every one of us has a different background. I've got a business background. But what I was just accused of is making money, and somehow I can't be fair and do things the right way. So I think it's disgusting what is going on here.
I'm sorry, what? Anybody want to be poor? I don't. This guy's net worth, mind you, is $554 million, and he trades stocks. And honestly, I wasn't surprised to learn that he voted no on this bill. Now, if you don't know much about this bill, let me give you a quick recap. The Senate Government Affairs Committee actually passed this bill with a final vote of 8-7. Now, the question that's on everybody's mind now is this actually going to become a law? Probably not. And here's why. One, this bill will ban politicians' spouses and children from ever trading stocks as long as they are a current serving member of Congress. I personally started investing when I was 18 years old, and since then I've made considerable amounts of money. Now let's say my mom was Nancy Pelosi, who's been serving in Congress for decades now. I wouldn't have been able to trade stocks for the majority of my entire life. How is that fair to me? And two, the president and the vice president will be banned from certain investments. Let's be honest here. You really think Trump is going to ban himself from trading stocks? I don't know. Something tells me that that's not going to happen. And three, and this is just my opinion, if they are banned from trading stocks, then they're probably just going to find another way to trade stocks behind closed door. Except this time, the public will never know what they are buying and selling. I think they should just lower the minimum disclosure deadline from 45 days to maybe 1 to 2 days so that we can see their trades even sooner. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. All right, so Trump is announcing that the US will make a $25 billion down payment to kickstart the construction of the Golden Dome. And in order for this to happen, the one big beautiful bill must pass. Well, it did, and construction is set to begin rightish nowish. Now, what most people missed is which company is getting paid to build this thing. The gentleman standing near Trump tells us exactly who that is.
The space satellites that are made in Fort Wayne, Indiana by L3 Harris, L3
Harris, undoubtedly one of the largest defense contractors in the United States, is set to help build this thing. Now, here's where things get really sketchy. I don't know, maybe you heard about this guy. His name is Markwayne Mullin, the senator from Oklahoma. Anyways, this guy bought $50,000 worth of L3 Harris stock before Trump announced the Golden Dome plans. Conflict of interest? Yeah. Maybe. He sits on a committee that probably knows everything about the Golden Dome. Senate Committee on Armed Services. And he also voted yes on the big beautiful bill, which will be funding it. Now this one feels really weird, and I'm checking on Altaneer right now. He's up 35% already. And if we check the 5-year right here, you can see how quickly this stock turned around. I mean, it was literally crashing and then boom, straight up. Crazy. So he hasn't sold the stock and it's trading near all-time highs. I'd say it might be a really good time to start tracking their trades. Hey, maybe you can jump into the same stocks that they do. If you click the link in the pinned comment below, you can do exactly that. And on that website, you can see that the politician trade tracking software automatically flagged Mullin's trade in gold the same day that he disclosed it. We like to call these golden trades. And the reason why is because if I click this, you can see that he sits on the Armed Services Committee and bought stock in one of the largest defense contractors in the United States. Can we prove that he knew something before he bought in? No. Does everybody think that he did? Probably. All right, next up is the youngest Republican House member, Brandon Gill, who's just 31 years old, believe it or not. So he disclosed that he bought $100,000 worth of IBIT Bitcoin Trust on July 17th. Well, it turns out that the same day of his buy, a landmark stablecoin bill passed through the House. Its name, the Genius Act. And who do you think voted yes to pass it? I think you already know the answer to that one. Now, I should also mention another crypto bill is currently making its way through the House, the Clarity Act, which if passed could have a positive impact on Bitcoin. And his $100,000 buy of that Bitcoin trust is just the tip of the iceberg, because Brandon Gill has bought $2.35 million in Bitcoin just this year. Look at this, guys. This is crazy. Where's all this cash coming from? Your guess is as good as mine. Oh boy, we now have politicians actively betting against the economy. Meet maybe our friend Republican Representative Tim Moore, who recently disclosed nearly $1 million in new stock buys. And $350,000 of that went into an ETF called Direxion Daily Small Cap Bear, 3 times leveraged. Now, if you don't know, basically what this means is if the market crashes, you make money. And you can see right here that the share price of this ETF was up 100% when the markets tanked back in April. First question, why? I mean, a politician trading stocks, that's already a bad look. But a politician actively betting against the economy, dude, we are on another level of congressional stock trading. Now, I must let you know that on his disclosure, he disclosed it as Direxion Daily Small Cap Bull 3X, but for the ticker, it's actually TZA. And if we look up the ticker TZA, which is what he provided, it actually says bear. So we don't actually know what he traded. And that's because he disclosed it wrong. Maybe he did that on purpose. I don't know. And my second question is, did you notice the other stocks that he bought? It definitely doesn't look good. I can tell you that. He bought the dip on 2 healthcare companies, United Health and Centene, both of which tanked really hard after the passing of the big beautiful bill, which included massive cuts to Medicaid. So let's get things straight. Politician votes yes on bill that cuts down revenues for Medicaid profiting companies, which crashes their stocks. Then he buys those companies' stocks. Dang, that is brutal. I'm gonna be tracking his moves as time progresses and let you know if he ends up making a good amount of money from these trades. Okay, it is time to start paying attention. Debbie Schultz filed a $15,000 buy of the core holdings, and I flagged it because 1, the market cap of this company was around $500 million at the time of her buy, which is tiny. 2, she bought this stock at the exact 5-year low. And 3, it has been 8 years since any politician has ever bought this stock. Now, Core Holdings, ticker ICHR, was already up 43% just 3 days after her buy. Fast forward to today, just 9 days in, and the stock is up 34% almost. So it went down a little bit from its highs, but still overall, very impressive. And for those of you who got in because you were alerted about it as soon as she disclosed it, let's raise a glass. It turns out that Schultz could pick small cap winners, because back in 2024, she bought a stock called New Gold Incorporated, ticker NGD. And the thing about this company is at the time that she bought it, it was only a $900 million market cap, which is still really small. Well, if you look up their stock today on Google, you can see that it says it is like a $4 billion market cap. And if we just take a look here, we can literally see that she's up like almost 330% on the trade. We can even compare this thing to the S&P 500. Look at how much she outperformed the S&P by. That's crazy. You guys are absolute goats, and I'll see you in the next one, maybe at the end of this month, I think. So stay tuned. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.